Hey there, I'm Kadie Cleveland, and this is Walking Together, a Christian parenting podcast. My education in early childhood development and social and emotional learning helps me to teach God's Word to kids each week, but I want you parents to be the main teachers of the faith to your kids. Join us each week as we explore topics that both kids and parents can use to build their relationships to God and with each other. Welcome back, friends. How is your walks going with you and your kids moving closer to Jesus? Being a parent isn't easy. Not only do you have to make sure this little human stays alive, but that they grow up into a well-functioning adult. There are so many people out there telling us how to do it right or how we're doing it wrong. This podcast is meant to be different from that. It's meant to be a way we can walk together in this journey as parents growing closer to Jesus. But we aren't always going to walk it perfectly. Sometimes I think we could put a lot of pressure on ourselves and our kids to be successful. And sometimes we use the world's standards to measure that success. Standards like, are they going to get into a good college? How will they do that? They need the grades. They need the extracurriculars, right? And the scholarships. But what if they fall behind? I get it. I don't want to see our kids fall behind or miss out on opportunities. But what if we're overdoing it? What if we aren't giving them enough time just to be kids? I was curious about how busy kids are these days. So I talked with some fourth graders at our school to see what a typical day after school looks like for them. All right, so I'm here with our fourth grade students, and I'm going to be asking you some questions about some of the things that you guys do as far as sports and activities go. So my first question for you, and I just want to think about what your typical day looks like after school. Think about it for a second and then raise your hand and tell me, what does a typical day after school look like for you? What about you?
So I will go home and I will rest a little bit, but then I have to go to 4 to 5 hours of Actors Academy.
Actors Academy. Is that every day or how many times a day?
It's about, this week it was 4 times a day.
4 times a week. So
4 times a week.
What do you?
I do swimming after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. What about you?
Horseback riding every Thursday, and then I do jazz Monday, Wednesday.
All right.
I go to gymnastics after school for 2 hours, and then I come back home and have to go to bed.
Okay.
I come home and do my homework, and then I go to basketball practice on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
On Mondays I have piano practice, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays swimming.
Okay.
On Mondays I have soccer, on Tuesdays I have soccer, on Wednesdays I have soccer, and on Thursdays I have soccer. And I usually have 2 soccer games on Saturday and Sunday, which they're every practice and every game is an hour.
Okay.
On Friday I do piano, and then I have tennis on Tuesdays.
Okay. So just give me a rough number of how many activities or sports you're involved in. You've already named some of them off for me, but if you can show me on your finger, and I'll say it out loud, how many on average in a school year are you involved in different types of sports or activities? I'm seeing the number 4, 5, 4, 3, 4. Wow, lots of. Those of you who do about 4 different sports or activities a year, I'm just going to ask one of you, hold up your 4s again if you had 4 in your hand. Can you just name them all off for me?
Okay, piano, skiing, swimming, and I did dance.
Okay. Many of the kids in that interview were involved in 2 or more activities a year. They were activities that they really enjoyed and wanted to do. But I wonder if they ever get stressed out by everything they have to fit into a week. I know that I do. I plan on digging deeper with some of these kids to find out more about what they think. We'll pick this up again next week, but here is your question for the week with your kids. If you could do anything after school, What would you do and why? Parents, what would it look like to have more free time in your week? Talk about this with each other, and I'll see you next time. Walk on.